Mr. Matlock. What is the name of your business?
It's called Matlock Endoscopic Repair, Sales and Service, Inc.
And what type of business is this?
We repair and sell flexible endoscopes, the things they look inside of people's bodies with.
What are the advantages of this form of business ownership?
Well, I'm a subchapter S corporation, which is a different type of a corporation where it gives you protection from liabilities. If you had a lawsuit or something that would be to come against you, you have this protection of the corporation, but for tax purposes, you're taxed at your individual tax rate. So the advantage is if I do take a loss or if there's something like that, I have more tax advantage with a subchapter S corporation.
How did you get started?
In about 1985, I worked for a company that did a similar business to what I do now, and somehow ended up I was training my replacement, and I could tell that was what was going on. So instead of doing that, I decided that I knew enough to go out and just do it myself, and I think I made the right decision because that company's not in business anymore.
Do you have any competitors?
Yes. We have two types of competitors. I've got the OEM, which is the original equipment manufacturer, like primary one that we deal with is Olympus, which we have the manufacturer competition, and then we have other competition from companies like myself. When I started in this business in +91 with Matlock Endoscopic, I had probably 10 competitors in the U.S. Now there's probably 150 plus competitors in comparison to when I started.
How has technology impacted how you conduct business?
Well, especially with the internet and email, because when I started in the business, there was no internet and email. So, so many things still had to go through the mail. We were still stuck on fax machines to be able to get information across, whereas now all of the systems in our business are tied to computers. Even the technology, the equipment that we work with, that's tied into computers for, managing the images that they do in the procedures. So, this technology it's been a major effect. I mean, I couldn't imagine being able to do business now without having email. And our website has brought tremendous amounts of business to us because we get exposure all over the world. So technology's been pretty good for us.
Roughly how many employees do you have?
I have myself, 3 full-time employees, and 1 part-time employee, my son.
So you do hire family?
Yes, but only only my son. I've dealt with family in the past, and it's better to keep family as family and you'll still like them, as opposed to working together. And I'm even very hesitant too about hiring a friend because it's come in between some friendships over the years. So I like to keep my family and friends, and but like I said, with my son Will, it's a different scenario because I'd like him to be able to take this business over someday, and so I want him to learn everything about the business.
What do you offer that your competitors cannot?
We offer training to do what we do, which most all of my competitors, they think that I'm crazy, that we'll actually teach people to do what we do to make a living. And what it's done is it's allowed me to get in and get customers that I wouldn't normally be able to get at because we offer something different. By training the biomed technicians in the hospitals, we're able to develop a working relationship with that biomed department in the hospital, which then that ensures that they send the work that they can't perform themselves to us. So by doing this, they perform the repairs that are the lower dollar repairs that are simpler to take care of, and then they only send the more major repairs to me, which are the higher dollars, which is better for me.
What is the future for this type of business?
I think, given what's going on in the healthcare industry and stuff right now, especially with the Affordable Care Act and things like that that are going on, that budgets are going to be stressed much more in the future. So an alternative to the high-priced manufacturer is a real good thing, and especially since that's what my business is an alternative to the high-priced manufacturer. It should really increase our business over time because just the needs for cost savings.
Do you travel for work?
Yes, and I like to do it all I can. We have a contract in Puerto Rico, which about every 6 or 8 weeks I go down to Puerto Rico. I've been trying to go and see all the members of a cooperative purchasing group that we're their prime vendor. And we got the contract for that for a period of 3 years, but I've got to still go and physically go see the people face to face. So, from that standpoint, that's the primary travel now, but over the years I've traveled all over the world and everywhere for business.
What do you find are the most difficult decisions to make?
Having to let an employee go. That is the worst thing that I think I ever had to do, especially when it's come to, there's been some friends that I had to let go, and it's not an easy decision, and feelings get hurt, things like that. But for me, I have to do it from a business owner standpoint and not from a friendship standpoint, and that really makes things difficult.
Do you have a personal mission statement?
I do have a personal mission statement, and I did not bring it. It's a written out, but I can sort of maybe paraphrase what that is, and that's just to do the highest quality repair job at an economical price and in a timely fashion. The one thing that we stress in our business is quality. I mean, we are dealing with instruments that go inside the human body, so you don't want somebody that's not doing quality work to perform with these instruments. So that's my main thing, is just doing fair business. I wish I did bring my other written out because it really sounds really good, but that's just essentially what's in it.
Who do you go to for advice on your business?
Well, for many years, I did go to my father. My father passed away this past December, and now I'm not really sure who I'm going to for business advice. I relied on my father for years. He had a huge company that had over 500 employees. They manufactured 18-wheeler trailers, and he was a wealth of business advice, and he's written a lot of my different terms and procedures and different things that I actually use in my business today. So I don't know right now. I don't really have a business advisor at the moment. I'm just sort of winging it, and I've learned a lot over the years.
How do you keep your employees involved and motivated?
Well, that's sort of a hard thing to do, but what we try to do is make it a pleasant work environment to be in. That we're not so like some of these big corporations. We're more laid back. We listen to our music while we work. We do our thing, and I make sure that family's first. That if one of my employees has got some kind of issue going on, then I want him to take care of his family. And by allowing people to take care of their families and letting them to be their families first, that keeps them motivated. As well as we do other things that I don't know if it affects it as much as the family first part, but we do have a health insurance program that we pay full 100% for the health insurance, and they accumulate paid time off and vacation time. So we just try to make it a nice environment to work in.
What sorts of security measures do you take?
Well, we've got, for security, there's different areas of security. You could look at security as far as insurance. For the work that we do, we carry products liability insurance, so that if for some reason we did mess up and a patient got harmed because of the equipment, that, we would be covered that way. So from a business security standpoint, we did that. Another type of security, of course, is security system on our building. We have monitored security system on the building because we do have quite a bit of equipment at any given time. And then for like data security now, we do backup of all our data on the cloud, and so that was so I wasn't sure exactly with security, but that sort of was.
How did you choose this location for your office, and why?
Well, we needed more space from where I was located in the past, and then at the time we were in the real estate market to be moving. Pricing was really good, so we were able to get a large enough place to take care of doing what we do. We had specific requirements. We worked with our landlord, or our soon-to-be landlord, with modifications to our facility that, to make it where it worked for us. So there was, a lot of lease negotiations that were involved that, made it where we're at, that the landlord worked with us.
How can you compare what you know now about this business to what you initially expected?
Oh gosh, if I could only go back 20 years. What I know now, I would be so wealthy it would be crazy. I never could have dreamed that this industry would have gone the direction it was, from 10 companies to where now there's actually sub-companies out there that just make parts for people like us. I just, at the time, I didn't have the capital to do some of the ideas that I had, but if I could look back now, I would have gone out and I would have borrowed the money so that I could have put some of the things in place. So, things have tremendously changed from when I started. When I first started in the business, people looked through scopes with an eyepiece because it was actually fiber optic. Now it's high resolution video. It's actually high def scopes. So it's changed quite a bit. So it's hard to fathom.
Thank you for allowing us to interview Mr. Matlock.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you.